Here we go. It is time for another sprint zone, and we're getting right into it. This one's for 8-5. As you can see, it's a pretty big crew today. Got Dean Davis up at the front. And as always, I'd like to thank those who have contributed their telemetry. That would be John, Ron, and JC. And of course, Ron for his video that you see in the upper left. I'm in the rear here, and it looks like Felix is coming back. Scott is going to the front, and I'm not quite going to follow him. Not just yet. Good shot at Anna there, and I'm just noticing the new helmet. Her trademark helmet with the visor is gone. So perhaps this is a serious foray into being a little faster. As I notice, she's been doing the OCR ride, SOR ride, and been doing quite well. Good shot of JC there in the red, white, and black. Good shot of Joel there as I move my way up towards the pointy end of the stick. Good shot of Ron Kennedy there in the breakaway kit, the bright yellow. And Dean up front tapping out a good tempo. 30-second power from everybody. It looks like JC is actually the lowest at 167. Ron's at 222. Mine's at 183. And you can see how much better it is further back. Even though, actually, I don't think JC actually weighs any more than me. I'm kind of fat these days. But I digress. Anyway, honest tempo. Everyone is together. Dean happy to pull us up to the top. And no one looking to do anything just yet. In some of the weeks, I've taken off. Tony's taken off. Danny's taken off. But today, everybody's just sitting tight as Ron takes over, although maybe reluctantly. It's a bit early. Cresting the top of this, good shot of Dean there. Thank you for your service. In the Rio kit, and looking rearward, he slides back nicely. Looks like we got Joel, Fred, Brennan, Jonathan, and of course JC moving up on Joel's wheel. Joel looking strong. He's basically a runner. If he would focus more on riding, he could probably do something. And maybe shave his legs, even for like running or riding for the cooling effect. If I was a serious runner or rider, I would be doing that. Well, okay, I should talk about myself. I don't shave my legs either, at least not anymore, but I digress. Ron up front looking strong, looking to see if everybody's there, and he slides over, allowing me to take the pointy end. Nice work, Ron. Nice arrow helmet, and I'm happy to take over. Starting to get strung out there, looking at my instantaneous power in the 230s, 270, and it's about all I want to do at this point. One does not want to burn themselves out too early, and you can see who the players are. Looks like hiding back there, looks like maybe that's Curtis McIlvaine in there. So he's always a man to be looked out for. Dean holding his position on the outside, not wanting to be pushed back. But there are only men of strength that are pretty much forward. And here we go. The big move of the day. And I'd like to point out, there it is. Scott Pollia, 50-plus state crit champion, newly minted, wearing that kit. And it looks good on him. Congratulations on that one. And he'll be moving up a category next year. Strongmen coming through. Looks like Greg in that nondescript kit. Looks like it's almost gravel. Looks like he was kind of bouncy on that saddle a little bit. Curtis looking strong sitting in. Ron slotted in nicely. And I do not want to be pushed back with the cattle car. Been there before, and people just gap me off. But looking rearward, I don't see a lot of riders that would be gapping me off. But still, if the moves are happening up front, I don't want to be in the rear because that accordion effect is indeed real. Ron standing up a little bit in the yellow. Greg holding his own. And I would say Greg probably riding above his station. Although at this point in the melee, there's not a problem. Scott pulling off. He knows that it's not wise to pull these people all the way to the top. And with JC in the mix, and it looks like JC has gone to the front by looking at the numbers. And we see his 30-second power, 345, 330. And everyone is forced to throw it on a little bit. My 30-second power in the 230s. Ron's like 250. It's game on, and we can look back and see a selection is starting to be made. Those who are not worthy have in fact been dispatched. And of course, the ride is a bit safer. Well, look at that. Anna poking her head out towards the yellow line in contention, looking strong. And her weeks of training in the Italian training camp have indeed paid off. Those 300-mile weeks are indeed goodness. Up front, the heads of state, and it looks like we're picking up Enrique, who was waiting for us. Like, one might say, maybe, it could be a little bit of cheating. He's like rested. I don't have his telemetry, but a fresh person at this point would make it a lot easier to make it to the end. I'm looking at my heart rate. It's 170, 171. And had I sat and just waited for the group, this would have been a lot easier. But now I am under pressure. Good shot of Daniel there, looking strong. Anna looking strong. Looks like Tom back there looking strong. As I slide back, trying to recover a little bit. Heart rate dropping to 169 as people are going up the street. And it looks like, yes, Greg unable to hold the pace. Joel unable to hold the pace. JC slots back in. And I realize this is danger at this point. Yes, I mentioned those that should not have been there. Those that were above their station dropped. And of course, it's a good move, able to sag back. Greg was actually able to get back onto my wheel after sagging a little bit and working hard. Perhaps the pace has slowed a little bit as JC has moved out of it. And it looks like it is Curtis McIlvain at the front driving the train. Everybody in a line looking for shelter. And the heads of state are pretty much all here, along with everybody else. Over the weeks, it used to be when the strongmen attacked, there would be some selections here. But with a little bit of a headwind and no real attack, everybody is together. No one has made a significant move. My heart rate at the 170, at the limit. And I think that's probably about right. Yeah, I can see that the effects of the COVID are probably wearing off because I'm imagining that's where it would be. Curtis coming back, and I had to move up there. I did not want to be behind Danny. Like, I want to call you out, Danny, but you make this little acceleration stuff, and then when you close the gaps, and I don't like wasting matches doing that. So for me, it was better to waste matches to come up behind Curtis, who's going to be a good draft, and to hold my position. And it looks like, yeah, and I've done a good job at that. Ron sitting number 2, and it looks like Enrique at the front, keeping everybody honest. JC moving up on the outside, and this is dangerous. Danny on his wheel. Tom showing himself toward the front for the first time. And looking rearward, Greg able to hang on back there, despite gapping people earlier. And that's just the magic of, yeah, if you can position yourself far enough in the pack, you can recover 1 or 2 heartbeats. It's amazing what it takes, or what little it takes to be able to get back on. Enrique pulls off. Ron slides back. And there goes the train. It looks like perhaps Ron has had enough for today. I'm on Tom's wheel. First time he's showing himself in front of me, as everyone is looking strong. And I'm surprised to see everybody is still there. Looks like finally Greg has given up the ghost and Joel goes around him. Nice move, Joel, showing that he had plenty of strength there to sit on Greg's wheel, as he is a rather good draft. My heart rate up to 173, 30-second power, 240 something, and instantaneous was over 400 for a second there. So there were some accelerations being made. And here's the move. Here's the move by JC, 700, 800 watts. 800 watts. And not many people can go with it. Anna falls back, although looking quite good. Ron way back there. Steve right in front of me, and I was unable to catch the move. My heart rate 177, 30-second power 330, and I am basically hosed at this point. I am not going to be able to do anything more here, as I am at the limit. Heart rate 178, 30-second power 330, still able to hold on a little bit to crest this top, to get close enough to Steve. And when you see strongmen like Steve unable to go with the acceleration of JC, it's a testament to his strength. So I believe if JC had discovered cycling earlier, he easily could have been a Cat 1, Cat 2, probably even a pro. Which, just serves to show that There are mutants out there all over the place, and it's never too late to discover your calling. And now he's taken up triathlon, which is a good use of his talent. That was a good one. Lots of strong people, everyone looking good, and you can see when it is go time, what the selection looks like. And let's see if everybody turns around in order. It looks like, looks like JC and Scott, Curtis, etc. Well done, everyone. Well done. Until next time. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain, singing in the rain, singing in the rain. Anyway, peace out, everyone. Until next time.